Hi, welcome back, my friends. I hope your day has been good to you. I am in the process of creating some Christmas ornaments for gifts, and I thought I'd show you how I do a bulk paint pour session with some round ornaments. Let me know in the comments box below what you think, if you have any questions or suggestions. Now to get started, I did go to my local Michael's Arts and Crafts store and I purchased some craft foam, and it's about just under 12 inches by 18 inches. And I left the plastic on because after I'm done, I can peel that plastic off and reuse my styrofoam. I did prop it up on some 3-ounce Dixie cups because I am going to take some dowel sticks, and you can also use skewers if you have those. And I am going to poke it right through the styrofoam until it touches the table. And as I did this, I did not measure it, I just eyeballed it. If you wanted to get a little more technical with it, you could do the measuring of the ornaments and the spaces, but I just eyeballed it. I just wanted to make sure the ornaments aren't touching. And as I did this, I was able to get 4 rows and 5 columns, so I'm able to do 20 ornaments. And as I am going, I am just double checking the spacing and pulling out any dowels I need to respace them. It is styrofoam, and as long as you cover it with plastic, you can reuse the foam, reuse the holes, add more holes, and I'll just reuse this styrofoam sheet just as long as I possibly can until it's no longer usable. I think I purchased it for maybe $8. It wasn't very expensive. Here's an overview of my little setup, and I'm just double checking, making sure nothing's touching. And once I am ready, I will start filling my pour cup. I already pre-mixed my paints, and I did 1 part paint, 2 parts Floetrol, and just a little touch of water as needed per color, just to make sure they're all the same consistency. And as I'm filling my cup, a good tip to remember is usually first in the cup is the last out of the cup. But this rule does change with the heavy, more opaque colors versus the lighter transparent colors, and that's why you want to go for a goal of everything having the same consistency. Once the pour cup is ready, then just start pouring on the ornaments. 1 3-ounce Dixie cup allowed me to do 2 ornaments. So I added a layer to the first one, added a layer to the second one, and then went back to the first one. And as you can see, the paint does drip off. You can use these paint skins when they're dry in other projects, so that way there is very little waste. Now I'm going to start filling up another pour cup, and I'm just doing random colors, just playing around with it, little layers, trying not to dunk, want the paints to sit right on top of each other. And the ornament will spin as it goes. That's okay. I did speed this video up 2 times. In some areas I did speed it up more, just for the sake of time. Now you can see me here playing around a little bit, doing more specific lines, not so fast and gloppy. And as I did do this, I learned that if you do go slower, do more specific lines with it, that paint will just flow over the surface and still retain those lines, but just be a little more stretched out. And it's okay to do one or two, go back to the first one. The paint's still wet, and it's just fun to watch the magic happen. This process did take me about 45 minutes to paint these ornaments, and it took me maybe another 15-20 to mix the colors. Maybe it took me about 5-10 minutes to set it up. So this is somewhat of a lengthy process, but again, I'm doing 20 ornaments at once. Now, if you wanted to keep the same color theme going, it's important to make your layer cup, your pouring cup, layer it the same way each time, and then pour each ornament the same way. So if you're going to do multiple ornaments, then you just need maybe write it down on paper, keep notes, and then you can keep the same themes going. Now, as you can see here, my white is taking over, which I'm fine with because I do want more lighter and brighter ornaments. My last batch I did last year, it looks like I went for a night before Christmas theme. They were all dark. They look cool, but not very festive. So now I'm going for the opposite. Now, do you see how cool these are? Look at, and then look how the white, yes, it is white, but the color's popping through. So now that I'm done, I'm going to let these sit at least 24 hours. The paint will be thin, dry to touch, and I will resin them. Now, I would double check your area, make sure they are good in 24 hours. You may want to wait a little bit longer, maybe 2 or 3 days just before resin or finish it. It just depends on your situation, your environment, and your location. Now for the resin part, you can use whatever resin you have on hand. I'm doing Unicone resin. I got it all pre-mixed. I mixed about 6 ounces. And I am going to take a scoop with my hand. This is the messy part. And just put the resin over the ornament. And I am doing this in front of a camera, but when you do it, you may want to take a bowl or just do it over your resin cup that you mixed in, so that way you can catch any drippings and not make such a big mess. There will be a natural fall off, which that's, expected, but for the sake of this video, I'm just trying to show you how I grab the resin and just spread it with my hand. And it's important, you see how they're spinning? Make sure to don't touch. Don't let the ornaments cure as they touch, or they will stick together. That's just very important. I can't stress that enough. Now you see, I just put the ornament on one finger of my left hand. I got the resin on my right hand, and just taking it, rubbing it all over the ornament. I'm putting any excess on top of the ornaments, just to make sure that I have enough. And as you do this, you can feel where the resin has been. And don't worry about the top, because you're going to have a cap going on top of there. So any drip lines, it's really no big deal. And this part of the process, it took me 7 minutes to mix my resin. and this other part took me about 25-30 minutes. So whatever resin you are using, make sure you know your working time so it doesn't gel as you are working. And I want to stress you need to wear gloves. You need to be in a well-ventilated area. Use a respirator if the ventilation's not good or if you're just in doubt. Protect yourself so you can keep doing this beautiful hobby. Now here's the preview. They're curing. Gonna let these sit 12 hours, and then at 12 hours I'm gonna just push them off the stick. I'm gonna touch the neck of the ornament and push the stick to make sure they're not sticking to the stick. If you wait to do this until 2 or 3 days, it's harder to get them off the stick. But if you wait about 10 to 12 hours, go in, just push them, make sure they're all loose on the stick, and then let them finish curing. When they're finished curing, you can put the caps on them, put some ribbon on them, and enjoy. So thank you so much for watching this. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.